This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
And welcome to the program. I'm Roby Brock. We're glad to have you with us. I am joined today for our Hot Potato Political Roundtable by Tamika Edwards and Robert Coon, two Talk Business and Politics contributors. I get to ask the first question today because I got the best hot potato topic. So let's talk about the impeachment in Washington, D.C., the impeachment of President Donald Trump. Robert, I come to you first. How do Republicans rationalize their position when there is quite a bit of evidence out there that the President of the United States did try to use the power of his office to influence things versus a political rival?
I think the pressure is going to be on for them as they pivot out of this. This is a closed process. This is a hidden process. It's about to not be a closed and hidden process. It's about to be out in the open. And I understand why you have to do some of the things behind the closed doors. I think the Republicans are able to capitalize on the secretive nature of what's been going on, but they're not going to be able to do that anymore. And so, I mean, personally, I think the American people are kind of tired of both sides with all the charade and the contrived moments. I think you're about to see the facts laid out. You're about to have everything out in the open, and that's going to be the challenge for Republicans. Is once everything's out on the table, what's it look like?
You think they stay unified like they did in the impeachment inquiry vote?
I think it's so polarized. I think they probably do.
Yeah.
But I think the question is, what do the American people think?
All right, so how do Democrats broaden this beyond just the partisan vote that we saw on Thursday of this week?
So I think it has to focus on national security and what is the safest place for us to be as Americans, and what is the boiling point, right? So what is the question for Republicans? At what point do you have a real concern about what's happening in our country? In that way, we can take it away from just this partisan bickering to what is going to be the best thing for Americans.
I'm going to throw out my scenario of how I think it's going to play out. Y'all tell me if you agree or disagree. I think that Republicans are going to say it's terrible behavior, it deserves censure, but it does not deserve impeachment. I think is the outlet for the Republicans on this, whereas the Democrats, I think, stay strong in their impeachment vote.
I honestly, censure would be farther than they've ever shown that they're willing to go as it stands for any of his behavior. So I mean, I think that would be a pretty strong message if they were. Most of them are afraid to even criticize him on Twitter.
It gets them off the hook on impeachment.
It does.
So.
Yeah, but I think it helps them. It should help them to also examine their thoughts about bickering regarding the color of a suit. And so these are really huge issues that need to be focused on, and telling someone to simply just be quiet is just not enough.
We're not going to solve it today. All right, next issue, next hot potato topic. Tamika, you get to go next.
The Little Rock School District. I am a Little Rock girl, born and bred. My children are in the district. I am a graduate of the district. My husband is also a graduate of the district, and so it is quite concerning to see what's happening between or among the Little Rock School District, the State Board of Education, the governor, and Johnny Key. And so my hot potato is how and where does it end?
All right, Robert, there you go.
Well, I'll start by saying this. I think obviously the board pulled back from the framework that they talked about. I think there was a lot of outcry about that. I think some of it was deserved. I think some of it was maybe further than what was necessary, but they did pull back from that. I think you've got a lot of folks now that say, okay, they pulled back from that, but I'm still not getting what I want. And I think that's a difference between they're doing something that I didn't like. I think my biggest concern is, what is the ultimate thing we're trying to accomplish? And that's really where, and I've got kids in the district too, I think that's where my disconnect lies with some of the folks that are criticizing the process, which is if the end is local control, then I think we have missed the point. The end needs to be we have underperforming, failing schools, and we need to fix those. Local control may benefit those. It may not. We've had local control a long time, and it helped us get us where we are. And so for parents like me that look at it and say, well, local control is not a cure-all for our educational problems, I think seeing people focus solely on that and not on the schools themselves, I think you're going to have some division in the community about that.
I think under state control, you can make a pretty good argument it didn't get any better as well.
Correct.
So I mean that's the counter argument there. To your point, how does it end? Where does it end? I think it ends when the school board elections are over in 2020, and there is a locally elected school board. At that point in time, even if the state is still overseeing some of those troubled schools, they're going to have a lot more legal authority to intercede and to do some things, perhaps through the court system, to draw things out. But go ahead.
I think it probably should start to, that should be the movement point. But I do think you've already got people that are saying, well, even that's not going to be good enough. I mean, they're already playing tug of war and pulling on the rope, saying, well, even when you give us a board, if we don't have full, absolute, 100% authority, then that doesn't really matter. And so, that process has already started. They're already setting the expectation that that's not good enough.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the law says. That might be the sticking point there. All right. Last hot potato topic, Robert.
Candidate filing coming up.
Yes.
So some big questions to be answered on Congress, Supreme Court specifically might be a good one. So what's in store?
Tamika, what are you running for?
I am running for the Lord. No, seriously, I'm running for truth and justice and the Arkansas American way. I am not running for political office. This will not be the announcement section. But, I think there is so much going on that I don't even feel excitement around people filing or running for office. And that just feels strange to me because it doesn't seem as though people are really focused on it or really creating some kind of buzz around it. And so I just feel kind of droopy.
Yeah. National issues are weighing it down. Little Rock School Board weighing it down.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And it's an early filing period too because of the presidential primary being moved up a little bit. But no answers in CD1 or CD2 for the Democrats.
Right.
And
The
that
sacrificial lambs have not made themselves known as of yet.
You get to pull out your CD2 analogy, I'm sure, when somebody does step forward, if somebody steps forward. So, do you think we'll see some more movement in the Supreme Court race?
I would anticipate it'll be an open seat. I just think there's too much there to see her running for re-election, and I think we'll see something competitive.
All right, we'll see what happens. Our Hot Potato Roundtable, Robert Coon, Tamika Edwards, thank you both very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're back with more right after this.